I thought this one looked super interesting because I think personally, every time I go to like a store and they have appliances, you know, when you walk by the appliances, you see like coffee machines and it's like, connect your coffee machine to the internet. And it's like, why the actual fuck would I need to connect my coffee machine to the internet? And so I'm guessing this video is about a dishwasher that you connect to the internet. And that's gotta be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. And I need to know more. Let's go.
This weekend, I had to buy a new dishwasher because our old GE died. I bought a Bosch 500 series because that's what Consumer Reports recommended, and more importantly, I could find one in stock. After my dad and I got it installed.
So, right off the bat, aren't most of the Consumer Reports like that, like paid for? Like they're just bought? Maybe I'm wrong, okay? A little correction if needed. Isn't like the JD Power and Associates award for cars like a paid award? Like they pay for that? Like I'm like pretty fucking sure that they pay to get that like that award every year. Am I crazy? I don't know why. I don't really trust those things for shit.
I went to run a rinse cycle only to find that, along with features like delayed
you were right
start
and crazy
mode, require an app. Not only that, to use the app, you have to connect your dishwasher to Wi-Fi, set up a cloud account in something called Home Connect, and then, and only then, can you start using all the features on the dishwasher. So getting back first to that old GE dishwasher, it was, I don't know, I think that planned obsolescence.
Consumer Reports is independently verified, but companies can pay them to review their products.
Obsolescence is something that applies to many pieces of technology today, where a company knows, you know,
okay,
if we design this to last 5 or 10 years, that means in 5 or 10 years, someone's going to have to buy a whole new one. And on this one, it was starting to have weird power issues, like the controls would just not light up. I would go downstairs, turn off the breaker, turn it back on, and they'd light up, and I was happy. But that started happening more often, and then on Saturday, it just wouldn't come back.
Dude, I hate products that are like that.
All the power connections inside, I went underneath it and everything, reconnected it all to make sure it had completely reset.
And everything is becoming that.
So it was dead. Like, can I get a control board? It would be a week or two.
I also have
and it would cost $200. The whole dishwasher cost $500. So, you know, $200 plus probably 4 to 6 hours taking apart the whole dishwasher and not knowing that that was the problem or not. And even with that, the front panel had a couple rusty spots on it that where the hinges were. So I know the hinges inside were rusting and getting rust out onto the front of it. So because I couldn't get the power back on.
So like, how do you even, unless you're like super well like informed on that type of stuff, like how do you even know what the right shit is to buy at this point, right? Like, I'm gonna ask you a question, Chad. Your dishwasher dies tomorrow. What dishwasher do you go buy? A cheap one? Okay. Listen, I'm not disagreeing at all, right? I'm not disagreeing, but there is a school of thought to consider that you don't always just get the cheapest one of something because it won't last as long and you'll spend more money over time. Kind of the same reasoning why like people that are like sort of well off, that go shop at like Costco, right? And they buy like the big bulk of like paper towels. But if you're kind of not, if you don't have much money, you're going to like CVS and buying like a single one. And so over time, you spend way more money on those single ones than you would on the big bulk one. The big bulk one costs $50. The small one only costs $3. So you have $3. You don't have $50, right? Yeah, just something
Saturday
to consider.
Night, I was like, you know, we have a family with 5 kids in it. We cannot just not have a dishwasher. We can't just sit there and spend an hour and a half, my wife and I. It's great to do it once, but it's not fun to wash all your dishes for an hour and a half every single night of the year. Not to mention how much water that uses.
Wait, you say spend an hour and a half doing dishes every night? Hang on, did I hear that right?
Wash all your dishes for an hour and a half every single night of the year.
Brother, how many fucking dishes do you have to be washing them for an hour and a half every? They have kids. Are the kids like taking every single dish out of the cupboard? The entire, is it all of it? Is it every dish in the entire house for an hour and a half?
Here. Not to mention how much water that uses. So
is there 50 kids? And is it an entire elementary school birthday party?
Really hard to do it during the middle of the week. So I did some research and I found, you know, Bosch seemed to have the best bet for under $1,000. That was kind of the ceiling of our budget. But
I don't even, this is going to sound fucking horrible. I don't even know how much a dishwasher costs. Like I have an idea. I mean, I have an idea, even better idea looking at this, but like I never thought there would be one that would be $350. That seems too low, but like $2,000 seems kind of high.
Consumer Reports said that these Bosch units, especially the Signature or whatever,
seems a little
also
excessive.
This 500 series unit was basically the best. Everybody loved it.
Hey, you know what? People, hey, listen. Can I be real with you for a half second? People always tell you, right? Especially the boomers. They tell you to like buy a house, right, and get land. First off, that's fucking impossible. But like, if you can, right, they're always like, don't rent, buy. And that it is technically not wrong. It is good to put your money into a house because like you're building equity on it. But like, do you know how nice it is to rent and like you don't have to deal with any of this shit? Like if something breaks and you don't have a bad landlord, or you have a good landlord, like you just call them and then they have to send someone to fix it and then they have to pay for it as long as you didn't like destructively break it. Like if the fridge gives out, the dishwasher gives out, the sink's clogged, the fucking shower needs caulking, and the hot water's not running well, right? Like you do any of these things, like you don't have to do fucking shit, right? Like you're just like, yeah, you handle it, right? What is this mythical good landlord? That is a good point. I've been mostly pretty lucky with my place. I wouldn't say good because they've given me a lot of headaches, but like we also have like a like a mutually assured destruction act going where like they have to me like 6 or 7 times or now, and I could have done shit. I could have taken them to court for some things, and I chose not to in return for them being like nicer about things and like being helpful on certain things. So if I ever have a problem, like they show up and fix it pretty much instantly. So like that might be a little bit of a different situation. I'm losing my voice. Oh my God. But yeah.
It was great. And I remembered 5 or 10 years ago, whenever I had bought the last one, I saw Bosch was great, but it was like $300 more. So I didn't buy that one. And I was like, okay.
Doesn't Mass have good renter laws? It has the best in the country, and it's not close. If you are a tenant in Massachusetts, you are so fucking protected. It's not even funny. Like realistically, I'm not saying do this, right? But like, I know of people that have had like neighbors who like they have a disagreement with their like the landlord of the building, and they withhold rent to like get the problem solved, and it gets so bogged down in court, and they can't do anything about it. Where like they just sit there, they stay there for like 2 years, and they can't do shit about it, right? There is nothing. Like it is so fucking locked up tight. It is a 100% like the state is on the renter's side.
Spend a little
pretty
bit
much
more,
the whole
get a
way
better
through.
Dishwasher. It'll be a great experience. And the installation was actually great. Like it was a lot easier to install the Bosch than it was that the GE. It has kind of a plastic base.
Granted, that can cause some other issues, but that's not what we're talking about.
It slides better on the floor. It has a lot of nice features to the install that make it easier to route things. The one weird thing was whoever like tightened the feet on the bottom must have had like an impact driver or something, because they were like embedded. I was turning the little thing to put the foot down, and it slipped out. The little gear clutch thing on it slipped out, so I had to go back and like wiggle it and use it. I had to go buy another tool. This was only a three hardware store run installation, which is pretty good for me. But I had to buy a tool to get it to like break out of its place so that I could lower the foot down to level it. But anyway, the install was fine, and we turned it on. My dad and I turned it on, and I immediately hated the new touch sensor stuff on it. Like,
this fucking drives me insane. Listen, I bought last year or 2 years ago now something I've always wanted to buy. Right, I bought my truck, 2023 TRX. It is zoom fast. It is so fucking fun. But everything is a fucking touch screen, and it pisses me the fuck off. It is so bad, and it's a fucking American electronics. They are fucking laggy as shit. I gotta reset the thing like once every 2 months because like for some fucking reason it'll just start like disconnecting and reconnecting, and it pisses me the fuck off. I don't want to deal with any of it. I want to have buttons and knobs, and I want to be able to click things. I want to be able to go. This phone, I have not wanted to well, actually, that's not even this one, to be fair. I guess kind of this one. Chat, doesn't the new iPhone only have like one button now? But my previous iPhone, I held off my previous iPhone trading it in or getting a new one for so long because I loved the home button. I didn't want to give up the home button at all. And I feel like everything is fucking touchscreen, and it's so ass.
You only had buttons. You press them in, they click, and you know that you pressed a button. The touch sensor, you kind of touch it, and the firmware, this new dishwasher actually takes time to boot up. I had to reset it like 3 times, and my wife, meanwhile, was like laughing at me, like, look at this guy who does tech stuff, and he can't even figure out.
Dude, that's the most. Dude, look at this. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. It's a dishwasher, and then over here it says Wi-Fi. Why the f do I need Wi-Fi for my goddamn dishwasher?
The cycle on it. That took about 5
What if my
minutes,
dishwasher gets a virus?
Eventually, I pulled out this book because I was like, this is confusing. Like, it should be.
Does my dishwasher need a software update?
Mode, but that was not how it was working. So that's when I found we wanted to run just a rinse cycle to make sure the water.
Are they going to charge me
pump out through the sump?
A monthly fee
would be working,
to continue to use the soap function?
I could not find a way to do a rinse cycle on the control panel. So I looked in this book and found this page. This page shows that the rinse cycle has an asterisk.
What if your dishwasher gets hacked? What if somebody hacks your dishwasher and they fucking beep, open the door, and then the trays where the thing goes, and fucking pulls it out, and then the fucking turn the water and just starts fucking splashing your entire goddamn kitchen? I don't get. What is this?
Asterisk, if you look down at the bottom, says available through home.
The bigger concern is the hacker going from your dishwasher to other devices. Okay, you're true, but it's not as fun. That's not as funny.
And depending on your model. So the model that I have is not the premium model with the screen on it. So a lot of the settings, like delayed start, the rinse cycle, the machine cleaning cycle, half load cycle where it just does a very short.
People
cycle.
half load their dishwashers,
which takes a little longer, but it actually slows down kind of a lot of things to use less energy.
Yo, fill that bitch to the brim if we're gonna fucking run it.
Things are
get your money's worth.
App. And I was like, okay, well, I'll look up this app and see if I can just like download the app and use it over Bluetooth or locally or whatever. No, to use the app, you have to connect your dishwasher to your Wi-Fi, which lets the dishwasher reach out on the internet to this Home Connect service. You have to set up an account on Home Connect, and then you set up the app on your phone, and then you can control your dishwasher through the internet to run a rinse cycle. It doesn't make any sense to me. It makes 0 sense why you would want to default to this. An app, I can get it, okay? Simplify your control panel, save a little cost on building that thing. You don't have to have physical buttons and stuff. Apps can be nice. It would especially be nice if I could see like, oh, there's a notification logo.
Okay, wait a minute. I have a revolutionary idea. What if instead of having to connect the dishwasher to the internet then connects to the server connects to the opposite side of the world to where this hub is to get the information, relay the information back to your router, to your internet, and then back to the Wi-Fi, through the Wi-Fi to the dishwasher. What if instead of all of that, we just put a button?
That my dishwasher is finished, or I can check on how many minutes are remaining without having to go look at the dishwasher. That's kind of cool. I mean, that's fine. Give me an app for that. But let me do it locally.
It would never work. Yeah, I agree.
Just have it local on my network. I don't ever want to create an account for a dishwasher. I want to put dishes in the dishwasher, clean them, and then take them out. I don't want to have a cloud.
What if the button breaks?
For that seems.
Yeah, true. The internet would never break.
So, what can I do? Well, first of all, I could just not use those features.
Hang on. Dystopian idea. What happens if the dishwasher company goes out of business and they don't have the money to run the server for the software to connect to? Does that mean your dishwasher just stops working?
That's kind of annoying because I bought it with the assumption
I think you just might be
cycle that I could run the rinse cycle without having to have an app and Wi-Fi. That seems like a dumb
no
thing
clean dishes.
Another option is I could just connect it to my Wi-Fi.
I'm trying to doom scroll. Why are you here? Why are you here? No, where do you think you're going? God, I love fucking with TikTok chat. It's so funny.
For a dishwasher, like it's a dishwasher. It's not like I can understand for a video doorbell. You might have a cloud service where the video doorbell gets footage. You might be on vacation somewhere. Somebody rings the doorbell. You want to see that, is it somebody dropping off a package so you can call your neighbor and have him pick it up? Or is it like a robber or whatever? I get that, okay? Video doorbell, maybe I can understand having it on Wi-Fi so that it can connect to a cloud service.
You know what I learned? You can record messages. You can do like a leave a voicemail for a doorbell. Like you can press like some doorbell camera things. You have a button and you press it and you go like, and it will go like, "Hello, I am not home right now. Please leave a message here." thanks, beep, and it will like start a recording for like whoever's at the door.
Dishwasher.
Yours is set up to do that? If someone shows up at my door, I don't care what you're there for. Leave.
I'm not
go
gonna
home.
Control my dishwasher.
I don't want to talk to you. Get the fuck
run a rinse
home.
cycle
Go the
on
fuck out.
vacation or something. I don't need
come back.
internet.
I'll call you. You don't call me.
Another option is somebody has reverse engineered this protocol, and they made a thing called HCPY, Home Connect Python. It's a Python library. Here's the problem. I don't want to. I already spent
This is crazy.
4 hours getting this thing installed into my kitchen, and we just want to run different rinse cycles and wash cycles and things. I don't want to spend another 4 to 6 hours setting up an integration with something just so that I can like set up my own app or my own little web interface for this thing. I don't want to have to maintain.
Okay, realistically, what is the advantage of this? Is it like you get a notification to your phone that your dishwasher is full or the cycle is over?
That. I don't want to have to take the security of that on.
Like there had to have been like in the boardroom, right? Like everybody's sitting in the boardroom talking about, is this a good idea? They're like, okay, what is the things we can do? Right? Data collection? Okay, true. That's the evil answer. I'm talking like when they sell it to people, you know?
I might.
What kind of data are you collecting though, right? Are you collecting how often people wash their dishes data? I guess that is valuable data to some people.
But here's why I think this is so dumb. Here's why I don't think we should let vendors get away with this stuff. First, it lets your product designers get lazy. So a feature like a little display, a little 7-segment display that can show like two letters and a number of minutes remaining or something like that. How much does that cost? How hard is it to integrate that into every model, even the cheap ones? A lot of cheap ones actually have those things, but not the Bosches. The Bosches, you have to pay a lot of money to get that little display in the middle. So, you know, don't be lazy. Just give us a couple extra buttons. Give us a little display. Don't make me pay $200 for a 30-cent little 7-segment display. Second, this might be a little bit conspiracy theory or whatever, but it feels like it's part of planned obsolescence. Just like with the GE, a lot of parts are designed to like rust out after 5 or 10 years. If you have a cloud app, that means there's a cloud service that has to be running that costs money to maintain. And if there's no subscription...
The washing machine in my building has been here since I first moved in like 5 years ago. And it's holding on for dear life. The fucking thing barely goddamn works. That's the one thing I hate more than anything from moving my old apartment to this one. For those who don't know, I had to move out of my old apartment that a lot of you knew because it flooded 4 times in 4 years. And so I was forced to move to this one. And this one doesn't have in-unit laundry. My old one used to have in-unit laundry. So I got to use this goddamn godforsaken fucking shared one in my building. And it's so hot ass. It is like the most useless fucking thing on the planet. It barely fucking works. And it's like $250 a cycle.
Fee right now, that means one of two things. One, they could be selling our data already. I didn't look at the full terms of service or anything, so I don't know if they already are. But that's one possibility. The other one is at some point they'll either close the service because it's a cost center that they...
Oh yeah, you have to pay. I have a little card. Hang on. Do I have my wallet? My wallet's in my kitchen.
And
I have a little card in my wallet, and I gotta drive down. I guess I could walk too, but like I just do it when I go out. It's on the opposite side of the entire like apartment complex of like the like 20 apartments that are all connected, like buildings that are all connected. And then you got to go into this fucking little tiny hallway, and you go in and you fucking put the card in the machine, and then like you put your credit card in, you put in how much money you want to put on the card, and you go like beep boop beep boop. I want to put $40 on the card, beep boop beep, and then it puts it onto the card, and then you got to take the card back to the washing machine, and then you boop, and you put it into the washing machine, and then it takes $250 off of it, and then you go to the dryer and go boop, and then it takes $250 off the dryer. Yeah, and then if you lose the card, you got to pay for a new card. It's like $5.
Cost maintenance once you have 1 million users.
How much do I pay in rent? I'm on a short lease at the moment because I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. So they're charging me a bit extra. Mine is $27.80 right now for a 2-bedroom.
Or 2, they're going to charge a subscription, and all of a sudden, if you want to use rinse mode, it's going to be $5 a month forever. That's insane. That's stupid. That's so dumb. And third, it's a security.
Yes, $2,780. Yes.
In your local network.
So that is with a $100 surcharge because of the short-term lease. So it would be $2,680 without it. Do I pay utilities? I pay electricity. I do not pay water, and I do not pay gas. pay internet, obviously. I'm trying to think if there's anything else at the top of my head. What am I missing? Phone? Well, I mean, I don't have like a home phone. It's like a telephone or like a cell phone. Trash. No, I don't pay trash. We have like a section down the other fucking goddamn Narnia. It's like a 7-minute walk, but I just throw it in the back of my truck and drive it down because I'm lazy.
Okay, Bosch might be a little bit better than some like no-name light bulb company making IoT light bulbs on Amazon or something, but only a little bit. I don't trust an appliance maker more than I trust like even Google or Apple or something. Like, I don't want to have Bosch having full. I mean,
I wouldn't know if I would trust Google or Apple unless you absolutely had to. Anyways,
would be able to talk.
I mean, you kind of have to. Like, we kind of all have to. I mean, to be fair, all of our internet, all of our data is gone.
How to do that? Like, that's just something that shouldn't have to happen. This is a dishwasher. I don't know.
True.
A lot of people said, okay, return it. It's like.
You know, this reminds me of the guy in TikTok chat like a week ago who said that he was watching my stream on his smart fridge.
I spent 4 hours installing this thing.
That actually seems kind of fun, though.
I hooked it up to the water. It's running.
Being able to put like videos on your fridge while you're like cooking in the kitchen.
I'm doing that. It does the normal stuff, but you know there are some features.
Chat, is anybody watching the stream right now on a fridge? Type 1 if you're watching the stream on a fridge.
I think what Bosch should do is make it so that the dishwasher can be accessed locally with no requirement for a cloud account. Anyone building an IoT device, first local, then cloud. Cloud should be an add-on. It should be a convenience for people who don't know how to do things like connect to their dishwasher with an app locally. And it's not that hard. A little ESP32, a little $1.
You know what I actually especially don't want to be a wireless is things like an air fryer. Because I saw someone say I'm watching on my smart air fryer. Thanks for the idea. Yoink. Smart toaster. I don't want any of those connected to the internet. Dude, imagine someone hacks your fucking air fryer and just turns that bitch on like 500 degrees in the middle of the night and it just fucking cooks itself and catches on fire. Oh, hell no. No.
Could do all this stuff.
Absolutely not. Or just malfunctions.
No requirement at all. I think that there might be some quants or some people.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Dude, I'm gonna tell you. I unplug all my shit after I'm done using it. Toaster, after I'm done, I unplug that shit. Microwave, I'm done with that shit. I unplug that shit. The only thing, yeah, I do it every time. Don't care. Actually, to be fair, I had to stop doing the microwave on this apartment because it would make me reset up the entire thing over and over. So actually, that's not true anymore. The microwave, I had to stop. But like air fryer, blenders, toaster, all of it, I unplug that immediately. Why unplug it though? Just don't care. I ain't dealing with it. Nope. I ain't doing it.
People who want to make a lot of money building all these cloud services. I don't think that it's people who are consumer first and consumer focused. Because if they were...
Oh yeah, you're American, you don't have switches? What do you mean we don't have switches? Bitch, my switch is right here. Where's yours?
Or they would give us control first and then give them the ability to have...
So wait, hang on, what do you mean? Like it's like an outlet? Because like I obviously have an outlet, like that lamp back there, like there's a switch on the wall, right? Like if I hit the switch, it's gonna turn off, right?
Have additional features. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm so angry at this dishwasher. It was so sad because the install was actually quite nice, and then to be let down by the first time using it.
I'd even matter that you spent, that I spent $1,300 on a washing or a dishwasher that I had to connect to the internet. Spend 6 hours setting up. That I think that would piss me off the most, right? Like if it was like a cheap one and it's like fuck it. Dude, I hate how technology is kind of advancing because technology was supposed to be the thing that made everything better, and I feel like it kind of makes things worse.